So, very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of J Solar and Power and Sun, I welcome you all for an amazing webinar brought to you by J Solar and Power Sun on an amazing technology that is being introduced by J Solar and brought to you by Power and Sun for the Middle East region. So, ladies and gentlemen, for all of those who believe that module is no more a technology but has become a commodity, so I think it is time to kind of rethink the way this product has been engineered and presented. I'm sure you would have all seen the video that how amazing technological transformation is brought to you and brought to the entire sector in the Middle East for your utility projects and rooftop projects. Earlier there was, I believe, when I started my career around 12 years back, module used to be below 200 watt peak. And look at the innovation brought by J Solar. The module technology is promising more than 600 watt peak in almost the same size or a little bigger size, I would say. Half cut cells is nothing new, but definitely the way the new technology is emerging and promising a better LCOE or the lowest LCOE. Now, I think what today extremely is important is not the price at which you're going to buy the solar panels, but at the end of the day, you're going to bid for the projects, right? You're going to do a reverse bidding, or even if you're doing keeping the project, even if anybody is going to own that project. So ultimately, what matters is LCOE, and that is what exactly is the promise from J Solar. There were, I think, three bus bars or four bus bars, and we see multi-bus bar technology and much more than that. So, ladies and gentlemen, before going ahead, I'll love to introduce myself. I'm Anand Gupta, founder and editor of EQ Magazine, based out of India, and now expanding into Middle East with all the excitement and passion that which we have worked in the Indian market with our print and digital publications, with our conferences, webinars, buyer-seller meets, research reports, awards, and various other initiatives that we have been doing since more than a decade in bringing all of you professionals, all like-minded people like you to, on a common platform, do as much as possible for knowledge sharing, knowledge gaining, and provide enough networking opportunities and enough insights and intelligence to grow your business. So that's a very brief introduction about myself. Now I'm so excited to welcome you all for an amazing webinar brought to you in association with EQ Magazine, of course, as a media partner, which is going to be attended by Mr. Marwan from J Solar, Mr. Monsoon Wang from J Solar, and Mr. LK Verma from Power and Sun. So I think LCOE definitely has a lot of aspects to it. Definitely, it is the technology which is brought to you by J Solar, but it is also about its availability, its after-sales service, its warehousing, its logistics and transportation. And I'm sure we all have read in our management books about the importance of just-in-time and a value of a local organization committed for the product, its performance, its after sales and service. So with this all, I can already sense with a great video that was played at the beginning by Mr. LK Verma ji that today we're going to definitely see some new technology, some extremely exciting technology that is going to define or redefine the way we're going to build our plants, the way we're going to design, engineer, procure, buy, and get energy from those solar panels. Ladies and gentlemen, Middle East is an amazing market. Already it has made its mark on the world solar energy map by some landmark projects and some amazing tariffs that the country has reached to, and definitely the kind of business opportunities and the ease of business opportunities in terms of relaxed taxation and many other benefits the country has, especially city like Dubai, in which Power and Sun, our distributor of JA Solar, is based, which is kind of a gateway for not just the Middle East, but the entire African region, which is a huge, huge geographical area. Traditionally, God has, endowed Middle East as a area which has been supplying energy to the entire world in form of oil and gas. And ladies and gentlemen, in this new dawn of renewable energy in this century, which is, I think, according to me, the biggest technological change that we are all going to witness, apart from artificial intelligence, machine learning, and telecommunications. The biggest change that is going to touch human lives is the renewable energy is going to power our lives, entire nations. And I'm also excited about the emergence of and the dawn of industries like electric vehicle, energy storage, and hydrogen as well. So Middle East can definitely play a huge role because of it, a huge amount of land that is available. A lot of sun hours are available over there. Geographically, the region is extremely well placed to serve a large geographical portion of our planet. So I wish you all very good luck in your businesses and your careers in this field of solar energy in the region of Middle East. And with all these thoughts, I'll love to welcome first of all Mr. Marwan from JA Solar for a welcome note from the side of JA Solar. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a virtual conference, so we cannot hear you clap, but please, I request you all to clap. And also there's a chat box, so the team by JA Solar and Power and Sun will be there to answer any questions and answers you might have during the webinar. Also, we're going to have some amazing poll questions. So we're going to have some questions which will be launched, and the people who are going to be attentive and going to be answering those will get some nice prizes from Power and Sun and JA Solar. So, ladies and gentlemen, with all this thought, excitement, and passion, I welcome you all once again. I hand over to the next speaker in line, Mr. Marwan from JA. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Anand, for your kind introduction. And good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I would like to apologize about the technical difficulties that I'm facing right now. The camera did not work. My laptop camera did not work, and definitely I'm eager to meet all of you face to face. So before we start, and for the ones who don't know me, my name is Marwan Al-Jaber. I'm the sales director for JA Solar in Middle East. Also, I would like to thank all of you for joining today's webinar. Hopefully, you will find this webinar valuable, and you will be leveraging from the information that will be provided. As most of you know, JA Solar, one of the top 3 solar companies in the world. We always focus on high efficiency modules, as we are the patent holder of PERC technology. We are committed to the low-cost electricity for maximum project returns with high reliability and high conversion of power output. We were from the first manufacturer to start producing 500 plus modules late last year. I'm sure our marketing director, Mr. Wang, will elaborate more about this in his presentation. But if you allow me, I would like to take this opportunity to focus more in our position in Middle East market. As Anand said, the solar market in Middle East is really booming at this stage. And we believe that the solar market yet to come, and the boom yet to come on Middle East market. But given the fact that Middle East region is considered a developing market in solar sector, JA Solar successfully installed more than 1 giga in Middle East region. We have more than 400 mega in UAE, around 350 in Jordan, more than 100 mega in Oman, another 100 mega in Egypt, and 50 mega in KSA. We are committed to build on this success together with all of you. And we hope we can accomplish a great achievement together with all of you, as I mentioned. In addition to that, I would like also to emphasize something important, probably, that our business, solar business, is still in maturity stage. However, we all together can overcome all the issues we might face. This is why we have formed a distribution agreement with Power and Sun, in which we jointly together with Power and Sun will support you to meet your project's needs. We totally understand that one of the major issues that might face the EPCs as well as the developers is the life cycle of the project. This is why we have formed the distribution agreement in which it will support us in order to shorten the project life cycle and turn the project cash flow positive all the way. We have already started with Power and Sun by the beginning of this year, and we have had a success story in the first quarter. So we look forward to work with all of you during this year and build on in a new achievement. Having said that, as JA Solar, we strongly believe in partnership, and we hope this webinar can pave the road for a fruitful relationship between all of us. I hope I have not exceeded the time given to me. So once again, thanks a lot for joining us today. If you allow me now, please allow me right now to turn the time over to Mr. Wang. Mr. Wang, the floor is yours.
So sorry to interrupt. So just before Mr. Wang takes up. So first of all, hearty congratulations to Jay for achieving 1 gigawatt of installed capacity across Middle East. And they've achieved gigawatts of installed capacity in India, which is extremely operating in an extremely nice fashion. Secondly, I really appreciate the words of Mr. Marwan. He said that the sector is still maturing. I mean, kudos to Jay that they have innovated so much, and the module that they are presenting it today in the video I saw, I really love the module. I mean, I would really love to buy that module, and still they call it maturing. That means that the company is investing so much into R&D, and every year they are going to bring in new technologies and new products for the market to get better and better. So that definitely is an extremely important commitment. Secondly, the way they believe in local partnerships, and they're not just thinking about selling the product and telling you bye-bye, but it is also about partnering with a very strong, a very important local organization like Power and Sun for considering all the other aspects of project lifecycle and helping you to build a great power plant. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are on for an amazing presentation by Mr. Monsoon Wang. And before, without wasting much more time, I'll hand over now to Mr. Monsoon Wang. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So everybody can see my screen now. Is it okay? Yes. So I'll make a presentation on the behalf of JA Solar. So my topic is focused on the JA Solar's new product, which we call DeepBlue 3.0. It's with a 182mm wafer. So we think it's the best solution for LCOE. So there are 3 parts of my presentation. At first, I will introduce the design idea of this product. The second is about the technical highlights of this new product. And finally is the value analysis of this DeepBlue 3.0. So first, let's look at the design idea of DeepBlue 3.0. So as we all know that during the past 10 years, the module power output is increasing very fast. Actually, in the year 2009, the 62 cells module, the peak power is less than 300 watt. It's only about 290 watt. So to the end of last year, the peak power of the module had already reached higher than 500 watts. So let's look at the approach, how we reach the approach, how we approach the high power. I think finally there are mainly three issues. One is the cell efficiency. So as we can see that the cell efficiency of the mono cell has increased from about 17% in 2009 to 22.8% in 2020. Especially the mass production of the PERC technology has greatly enhanced the efficiency of the cells. The second is about the module encapsulation technology, such as the coating glass application of coating glasses, the thick ribbons, EVA with higher transmittance, and the half-cut cell and MBB multi-bus bar technology. Also, some new technologies such as single module, the paving of some high-density module encapsulation technology has also been applied. So finally, another important issue is about the big wafer. The wafer size is getting bigger and bigger. About 12 years ago, for the mono wafer, is almost all the wafer size almost all 122 millimeter. So then it switched to 56 millimeter. Then the M2 wafer appeared is about 156.75 millimeter. So in the year 2018, the 158.75 millimeter wafer appeared. Then the M6 wafer with 166 millimeter wafer also appeared in 2019. So also in the Q3 of 2019, the 220 millimeter wafer appeared, and in the last year, the 182 millimeter wafer also appeared. So the wafer size getting bigger makes the module power get higher and higher. So let's analyze the logic why the module size is getting bigger. The wafer size is getting bigger and bigger. The main cause is that with a bigger module, you can get lower BOS cost. So this chart shows the relationship of the module power output and the BOS cost. You can see when the module efficiency is almost the same, with the module size getting bigger, the BOS cost getting lower. You can see that from this chart, it's from 510 to 590, the module size is getting bigger and bigger, but the build cost is getting lower. But also from this chart, you can see that the trend is getting, the trend becomes slower when the size gets big enough, or even disappeared. Finally, you can see that when the module power already reached 580 watt, you can see that compared with 590 watt, the power output is, module size is increased a little bit, but the BOS cost is almost the same. So it seems that the module size almost reached the limitation when the big wafer gets bigger enough. So let's look back at module efficiency. This chart shows the relationship between module efficiency and the BOS cost. You can see you can find that when the module efficiency increase, the BOS cost increase very significantly. So it seems that efficiency contributes more to the reduction of BOS cost than size. So when the size gets big enough, we should still focus on the work to improve the efficiency of the module. So it seems nowadays the large module size has almost reached its bottleneck. So it's more important for the module manufacturer to increase the efficiency of the module from now on. So our next question for the module is the larger the better? So we don't think so. We soon think I just mentioned, the size has a limitation. So when the size gets bigger enough, the BOS cost, you can see, you could not even see no more BOS cost on the system side, but you can see the higher risk. So we think that if you in the future, if you only improve the power through the bigger panel, will be valueless. So when the size gets too big, it will bring the mechanical load risk. It will bring the transportation and installation more difficult, and it's also a high risk for the wrecking bearability. So we think when the module size gets bigger enough, so it not should be even bigger. So we shall focus on the module efficiency. So another topic is about the voltage and current relationship between the voltage and current of the module. So we all know that the fundamental physics, theories that power equals voltage multiplies current. So if the module power gets higher, it means the voltage gets higher and the current also gets higher. Also, if the voltage drops, it means the current will be increased significantly. So everybody can see the benefit of the low voltage, since the low voltage can add the string capacity, thus decrease the system cost. But we should analyze the impact from the high current caused by low voltage, the high current for the module and for the system side. So let's analyze the high current. First, you can see that higher current brings higher CTM loss, which means the module power output will get dropped and the cost will be higher. So when the current increases, so will result the resistance of loss, and for that cause the module operating temperature gets higher, so which will reduce the electric generation performance will decrease. Also, when the current gets higher, the risk of the reliability on the diode or connector will get higher. So we also made some analysis. You can see that when the power gets too higher, you can see the module working temperature will also get higher. So we did some tests compared with different module. You can see if the circuit IC of the module is 18 ampere compared with a module with 13 ampere work current, you can see that in the sunny days, in the hot environment, so the average temperature will be of the higher current module will be about 6 centigrade higher compared with the low current module. So which means the energy yield drop. As we all know that the mono per core temperature coefficient is about minus 0.35% every per centigrade. So if you calculate about if it's a 6 centigrade temperature, the temperature is high about 6 centigrade, it means that 2% energy loss. So this will cause the increase of LCOE increase. So the BOS saving will get meaningless So we can not only consider from the module design side, we cannot only consider about the BOS. So we think LCOE is most important. We'll focus more on LCOE. So that's the logic of JA Solar's DeepBlue 3.0, the new product. So we get the, we get the properties, logic, current and voltage. So which will means is that we consider about from the whole industry, including production and installation and transportation, and for the whole PV system to get the lowest LCOE. So second part is about technical highlights of this new product. So we adopt the M10 wafer, which is 182mm. So we have 66 cells, 72 cells, and 78 cells, 3 kind of module, and we use half-cut technology. So the next generation PERC cell technology, we call Persium, is applied in this new product, and with the upgraded module size, and we adopted gallium doped wafer. Also, we use the new multi-busbar technology. Which I will explain later, and we use the half-cut, very mature half-cut technology, which brings higher reliability for this new product. So first, let's look at the Persium cell technology. It's an upgraded PERC technology by JA Solar. It brings better long-wave length spectral response and low irradiance property. We also get the lower temperature coefficient and the lower the power degradation at high temperature. So compared with the last generation of the PERC cell, the energy yield power generation performance is further improved about 2%. So also we applied the gallium doped wafer technology. So JA Solar is the first module manufacturer which adopt gallium wafer technology in mass production. So with gallium doped wafer, we can guarantee a very good degradation performance in the LID performance in the first year. So we can guarantee the first year degradation is lower than 2% compared with boron doped wafer. So you can see that for our single glass product, the annual degradation after the first year is about 0.55% every year. For the double glass is about 0.45% every year. So another highlight is our new multi-busbar design of this product. We used 11 busbar pattern, which will bring shorter current transmission distance and lower resistance loss, which will reduce the impact of the cell cracking and gets higher energy yield performance. And also it brings better optical performance. You can get better, performance at oblique irradiance. So also 11 busbar gets higher reliability especially when it reduce the stress effect and improve the reliability, and it will bring better TC and the dynamic load performance. So the key technology of this new product is another key technology is the half-cut technology. It's also very mature. With half-cut technology, you can improve the module power output and get to the lower module working temperature and lower hotspot temperature. Also, you will get better energy yield performance when the module is partially shaded. you will get lower shading loss. So this is key parameters of the new product. So the working temperature coefficient is about minus 0.35% per centigrade. So we can get very good low light response, and we get a reasonable module size. Also, get reasonable module weight is very convenient for your transportation and installation. So for the power distribution, you can see that to this Q1 this year, the main power output of this is new product with the 72 cell module is about 540 watts. So we can get some 545 watts. Also, in the end of this year, we'll reach the 550 watts. So for the capacity, to the end of this year, the capacity of our new product of DeepBlue 3.0 will reach 20 gigawatts per year. We will get a huge capacity of this new product. Finally, the value and analysis part of this new product. First, we can make some cost comparison under the single axis tracker. So we let two top manufacturers calculate the track cost. You analyze compare the different module product. You can see that JS Solar's DeepBlue 0.30 with 182mm wafer has a best track cost compared with not only with 166 product, but also with 210 product. You can see for the track side, from track side, this product gets a lower track cost. So also we did some demo project with some analyze. So we select a project in Dubai, is about 360 megawatt project. So you can see with DeepBlue 3.0, you can see we could get about 6 to 9% reduce for LCOE. So mainly it's for the first the BOS cost, including the rack usage, the inverter, the construction and cable and land installation. So compared with last generation product, you can see that BOS cost and LCOE cost can be significantly reduced. Also, we analyzed the new product with the 210 product. You can see on either on the BOS cost or on the LCOE cost, since DeepBlue 3.0 have a very good performance to reduce the BOS cost. Also, we have a better energy yield performance. So compared with 210 product, we got a lower LCOE. So in this year, you can see that the JS Solar's DeepBlue 3.0 with 182mm wafer is the best solution for LCOE, especially for the large-scale utility project, especially for Middle East, with with some very hot environment. So it's a premium product for the best LCOE. So finally, let's look at the roadmap of our JS Solar's roadmap. You can see for the P-type 2072 single glass, in the end of this year we reach 555, and with double glass the power out can reach 550. So if with 78 single glass we can reach 600 watt, and with for double glass we can reach 595. So we also have some plan for the N-type from the beginning of next year. So with the N type, you can see we can get about 20 watts higher power output compared with the P type product. Also, N type will get a better energy yield performance. Okay, that's all for my presentation. Thank you very much.
Hello, good afternoon. Do you have my voice?
Yes.
Why this is coming as? Just give me a minute. I will like to connect to my presentation. This is going to the sharing. Okay. Again, it's going to the somehow the screen is going back to the video. So let me give me a minute. Let me correct this main screen. Well, very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks a lot to Anand, Mr. Wang, and Marwan for the nice introduction and presentation. Indeed, what it looks from the surface that a 2x1 meter frame, what actually it can produce, and where it started and where it is reaching. There are basically three dimensions on any solar project, and which we can say the time, money, and the quality. The quality, of course, it's a domain area of the manufacturers where they are spending a time and energy in new innovations and bringing it to the society. A very important aspect of connecting the consumer to the best product is to make it available right in time, right in price, and in right way. And that's where, and that's what we started Power and Sun as a company a couple of years back. And today's with the limited time allotted to me, I would like to speak on Solar Simplified, how this entire process of solarization of a plant can be made in a very simple way, and which will in turn go back to the speed of the solarization. So if you are putting up 1 megawatt in 6 months time, can the same 1 megawatt at the same cost and with the same resources can happen in 3 months or 4 months? And if at all yes, then how we can make it happen? Some attempts by us, I would like to share these things. Very quick introduction of Power and Sun. We are basically a one-stop shop for all the solar components. So whatever is consumed in a solar plant, almost 85 to 90% we provided under one roof. We're basically a demand aggregators who captures the demand of a market on a real-time basis, convert them into the projections and the forecast for the next quarter or for the next to next quarter, and then place the orders in advance to the manufacturers and maintain and manage the complete supply chain. This we do it by taking and owning the risk of most of the EPCs and the developers, because they start procuring only when when the project has been actually awarded to them, and we do this much in advance when the project has taken a shape or when the project has actually been conceptualized. We provide complete 360-degree solutions. We have Solar Simplified. I think I will be spending another 2 minutes on this in detail, so I'll not touch it now here. Around in the last 3 years, close to more or actually more than 450 megawatt we have shipped in this region in terms of inverters, PV modules, mainly. We got a footprints in more than 35 countries in this region, wherever we can proudly say, at least in the Middle East and in the UAE, wherever there is a solar project, we have our footprint, either in the form of an inverter or PV module or cables or connectors, combiner boxes, structures, anything. We either create a BOQ or we take the BOQ and do the best of, and then supply all the quantities. The best price guaranteed is the economies of scales what we have, we pass it on these benefits to the consumers, and thereby we create our space in a value chain. Having said this, let's have a quick look on the challenges what a solar project or a EPC or a developer faces in terms of the time, cost, and quality dimensions. Quality, as I said, that we will not talk about much about it because there are people specialized in this area which who handles who can handle and who's handling much better than us. But time and cost is I think very critical and a very vital area, because 70% or 75% of the actual money and time in general is been spent in making the materials available to the site. So means when you decide actually when you are going to import or when the project has been awarded to you and when the actually material reach to the site, if you calculate, majority of projects will be falling in this category. Installation is hardly 25 to 30%, and some of the cases it can be even much lesser than that. So if this area of 70% where your money and where your time of a project is spent, if this is managed well in a most scientific way, creating the master plannings and creating the master plans, schedulings, inventory deployment, where to deploy the inventory, in transit, deploy. So all these things is a typical practices and principles of supply chain. When they are applied on the solar industry, we see the the benefit comes in a multifold. I'm sure, I think majority of the people will agree to this slide, because this is like an eye opener for most of us, that 70 plus of money and 70% plus of your time is actually making the materials reaching to the site. We will take up some questions if they are in our QA session. Coming to the key point now, which is a solar simplified. Solar simplified is a terminology and the coin which has been coined by us in this region, and the objective of this is to make the make the projects deliver in half of its time without compromising on the cost and the energy yield. And that, keeping this as an objective, what all can be done is actually becomes a part of a solar simplified. We have created some templates. We started working it on right at the stage of capturing the BOQ. Instead of they finalizing the product or the component and then looking out for searching for that, what is easily available in a market with us through our channel, this we started sharing it with the people, that this is our scheduled plan of shipments from China for the next 3 months. And then if you are bidding it, please consider this in line and try to put these components and specifications if it meets your optimal requirement of the project. So this has been the basic idea, is to aggregate the market demand on a real-time basis. Now we are on the work of creating a software where the up to 5-6 megawatts of a project, the BOQs and the first level of quotes can be generated in 10 or 15 minutes time. Everything making it available online with a single username and password dedicated to the company or to the person. This also ensures not only alignment of the demand chain, but it also ensures the required visibility. You know, this has been achieved by providing the visibility, as I said, that the next 3 months, these are the products which are going to happen, and so on, so time. So instead of, there are cases where yeah, we used to keep a stock of, maybe in the last 1.5, 2 years back, right from 40, 345, 350, 365, 370. So every interval we need to keep the stock, which is actually nothing but increases the cost of the overall system. So we have now been fine-tuned to the level that 1 or 2 products or 3 products maximum, and the most of the projects are getting around on those 2 or 3 power bins. Availability is the way on which we thrive. Entire objective or entire planning is to achieve this, and assuring agility is another right way of meeting the customer expectations, because the entire industry is becoming very dynamic. Sometimes it is so dynamic that it's difficult for a project owners to match that dynamics which has been thrown by the manufacturers or by the industry or by anyone else. So we need to have a system which is agile, which can absorb and have a good resilience, which can absorb the various fluctuations and still manage and give the required output. So this is a way which is I mean, in a very simple. The objective is to make the entire thing very simple. I'll not say that we have achieved, but we have reached very closer to it. We have the customers who just now pass it on. 2-3 years back when they started working, there was one-off cases or 1 or 2 requirements coming, but now they just share the BOQ and they tell us in advance after signing the NDA that they are bidding for these projects or this is the pipeline, hence make arrangement of the materials for these pipelines. Together with Jay, I think the 4 key points, we are going to provide a very, very quick availability. I think in the Q1, when the deliveries were booked or skewed for 2 months or 3 months towards the end of the quarter or the beginning of the Q2, we got the availability right from the first week of the first month of the year. And that helped. This is all because of the better planning, which started happening at 2 or 3 months in advance. So, like in the month of February or in the beginning of March, we are planned for Q2. By the mid of April, we will be planned for the Q3. Technical support, wherever in terms of sizing and in the plant or in the project support is required, we are always there. Excellent pricing, of course, and the most important thing is an experienced partners who has a 1 gigawatt of utility plus the C&I installations in this region, who understands the nuisances of the place or the area and can fine tune the product for their requirement. So this is what is our offering for the market, and I'm sure it is. It's going to help, and we are here to support in all your solar ventures in this region. Last but not that least, I would also like to impress upon on the values and the systems on what we work. We are a very small company, but we believe that whosoever is connected with us or in the system should always have a say and should always have his space in the value chain. And this has been in the 18th century. It has been written by in the Earth Shastra. This is the quote which we follow it very rigorously. And our main objective in terms of the vision and mission is to drive or to set up the speed of solarization in the region without adding the more resources or without compromising it on the yields. So with this, I think I would like to conclude my small talk, which is mainly focused on how we can speed up the the solar installations and the delivery of the solar projects by availability, better cash flow, and reducing the wastages which are associated with higher MOQs, meeting time wastages and other things. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I have been also given the task to take this session, forward with the QA session now. And we also, as Mr. Anand said in the beginning, that we have a poll session at the end of the session where the best answers will be given the surprise gifts. Mr. Wang, are you with me on the line now?
Yeah.
So can you, I'm not able to see you, so can you switch on your video as well?
Okay, you see me now?
Yeah, thanks, sir.
You're welcome.
Thanks for your nice presentation and taking us through very logically and scientifically that what is the best fit in terms of size, wafer size, module size, and what we should do. Very quick question, which I'm also seeing this in this same thing has been asked by many other of our attendants. This is that what is there for the for a Q for second half for us?
Yeah. Second half, you mean okay? So in the second half, you can see we focus on this DeepBlue 3.0. So first, the power output we can see we're about 5 to 10 watts higher, and also we may let me tell you in advance, we may have a upgraded DeepBlue 3.0 product. So maybe in the which we will be launched in June or July this year. So it was higher module power output and higher efficiency and maybe better energy yield performance. Let's expect our upgraded new product. Okay.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you, sir. The one more point which has been asked by most of the people to us, as well as they all would be eager to know that we see some price increase happening in the last couple of months. So would you like to address this point, that where we are heading and what's the right way of handling this?
So regarding you, so the price issue is for the price issue of module. Okay. I think in this year, you can see actually in the end of last year, the module price, is increased. It get increased. So the main reason of last year is about is for the the glass. The glass price of glass is increased very fast. I think in the Q1, Q2 this year, the price of the glass will get stable. And in the second half of this year, the price of glass will even drop, will be back to a normal level. But unfortunately, this year you can see that for the multi-silicon, the price of the multi-silicon is getting higher and higher. The main reason is the capacity of the multi-silicon cannot meet the capacity of the module. So that means which caused the price of the multi-silicon get higher. I think in this whole year, the multi-silicon will keep up a very high price level. So it's very difficult for the module to get a very the price drop. It's difficult to see the module price drop significantly in the second half of this year. So it depends on how the multi-silicon price goes. actually it's not hard to say that.
Yeah.
If you allow me over here to add also, Mr. Verma, on what Mr. Wang already mentioned, we have come to the fact that this market is dynamic market, and
Yes.
the raw material, as Mr. Wang already mentioned, the raw material polysilicon price is considered a commodity, and every day it has a price. So from a module supplier perspective, whenever the price of polysilicon increases, then we have to increase the final product, which is the modules. In addition to that, and as Mr. Wang already highlighted, there are a lot of supply chain involved in this business, in which we have the glass, the silver, the aluminium prices, as well as the steel prices. All of these components are part of the BOM material of the modules. So at the very end, as a module supplier, we don't have a full control over the market. If the prices of raw material as well as the other materials increases, then we have to increase the price accordingly. So I believe right now, everybody in the market have come to the fact that this is really a dynamic market. And whenever the price goes up of these materials, we have to raise our price. Whenever the price goes down, then we have to adjust our prices.
Yeah.
Excellent, Marwan. Thanks for your inputs. And I think this was the one question which has been always asked, at least I can say 10 times to us in a day. I'm not sure how many times it has been asked to you by your customers, but we have been facing it regularly, and thanks for your answer. So basically the planning and the planning is going to be the key. So if we if we are able to plan it correctly, the requirement, then we will be able to complete the projects in time. Otherwise, it will have the gaps in terms of meeting the demand and availabilities. One last question before I go to the the poll session. You have said, Marwan, about the references in this region. Can you quickly share one recent and one of the most interesting reference which stands really in the favor of the entire solar project?
Marwan.
Yeah, let me just give you two reference projects. One utility scale projects, and the other one is a commercial project. For utility scale projects in Dubai, we have already awarded and installed the 400 megawatt in Dubai in Sheikh Mohammed Business Park. This is one project, and the other project commercial size, because this is the area that we are focusing more right now on Middle East region. We have a couple of projects like in Jordan, some of the universities like Mu'ta University, 5 mega. We have Sisime in Jordan as well, 7 mega. We have right now 10 mega is being installed, but we are not allowed to talk about it right now since it's in the construction phase in KSA. Also, we have another project in Dubai with a capacity of, in UAE, I would say, in a capacity of 7 mega, and is being also built right now and installed. It's under construction as well.
Excellent, excellent. Thanks. I think we are running short of little time, so I will take a couple of other questions, maybe on a one-to-one sessions or maybe at a later point of time. It's a time for us to have polls in place, and ladies and gentlemen, please answer it as quickly as you can. We will be allowing around 30 seconds or maximum 45 seconds per question. And all your details are getting captured online, so your name and the answer what you have given is getting captured. So we will choose the best answer. This is objective type questions. We will choose the best answer, and the best attendees or best the candidate will have the surprise gift reaching to him soon after the event, once we handle the logistics completely. So here it goes, the first question. So another 2 more seconds. Fine. So we closes the first poll. We got a 56% of the people voted for it, and the results are recorded. After this, we will analyze, and then we will connect to the to the people. Then the goes to the second question. Where it is? Yeah. So time starts now. Please start replying. So the time is over now. We again have around 56%. Please wake up, guys, who are still on their remote mode. We go to now the third question. I think we close the poll now. This seems to be the simplest question because we crossed 60% of voting people here, attendance. So here we go to the next now. What is the bus bar number of a DeepBlue cell? 90%, 83%. Close this. And this is the last question now. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for participating in the polling session, and all the results has been recorded and captured. Our team at Power and Sun will reach to the candidates who have given the best answer. There will be a selection process. The session is also coming to an end, and here we would like to thanks to the EQ magazine, because Mr. Anand had another webinar, so he has left for the session now. I have Mr. Monsoon, Wang, and Marwan. Thanks to JA Solar for sparing their time and their energy in reaching to all of us and sharing their plans and processes for the coming years. I would also like to thank to the attendees because I can understand that in a COVID time when the physical meetings are restricted, there are many webinars which are taking place. I think today also there are 2 more webinars where we got an invitation. One I have spoken, in the morning. In this situation and in this time, sparing hours time from your busy schedule and giving it to us is really appreciable. Thanks once again to the attendees. And the last but not the least is thanks to the Power and Sun backend team who could make this all happen. Thanks to everyone. And the session comes to an end. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.